The best part about my job is getting to know the artists that we feature in the gallery shop. Many of them are local, which means we get to know each other on a personal level, which is so important in building a local arts community. Heather and Roger Kerslake have been in the shop for a while. They work out of their converted barn studio in Jared, Ontario. We had a chance to pop in and see what they were up to.
That's how I did my backing.
My old teacher had made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pots. I asked him once how many pots he'd made that he liked. He says 2. I think I'm a bit like him too, because things come out, they don't look exactly what you imagine they're going to look. Or you got a really good one, you got to pick it out the kiln and the glaze is just stuck to the shelf. Little things like that. And it makes it a second. That's disappointing. No, I like making. It doesn't matter if I'm making teapots, if I'm making jugs, mugs. Yeah, just the process of making. That's nice.
It's my Stairways to Heaven teapot.
Really, clay is something where you might have 2 or 3 things going on at once. So you might throw on the wheel, depending on who you are and what you're trying to accomplish. You might be throwing on the wheel in the morning, and then those things have to go aside and set up before you can trim them. So then while you're doing that, you might go and pull handles, and then while those are setting up, you might go and mix a glaze, or you're firing the kiln at the same time. So it's really, ceramics is a lot of juggling. And some things will be like a 3-hour commitment to do something. Oh, I'm trimming this morning, or I'm putting handles on. For me, this is really my go-to if ever I'm not sure what I want to do. I love building pots with coils, and so you know, it's that kind of constructive rhythm that you get into making. You go through times when I do times when I'm more serious. Because the bulk of my things could be referred to as whimsical, playful. But then every once in a while I get into a serious mode, and that's where the sculptural things come from, like the tree or that self-portrait up there, or the doorway, the portal doorway. Because there are times in your life where you're having to face things that are a little bit more difficult. And the bigger, heavier, more complex work has come from that.
Very often I'll just grab a bit of clay and push it around if it's a hand-built thing, or if I'm making something like a teapot, there's a weight to it, there's a type of clay that you're going to use, and a process that has to follow through in sequence and for hardness. But if I'm doing individual pieces, very often I'll do some drawings like this sort of thing. Prior to the making, although I don't actually make the object, I draw. It just is a starting point for me. I got drawers full of drawings. Like those big ones in the kiln that just came out, there'll be some drawings I've done somewhere which stimulated that finished object. But I don't sit down and copy the drawing. Can't do it. Clay is totally different from drawing. Just the ideas, but usually that way, yeah, I'll do some quick sketches. Some people say they're finished drawings, but to me they're not finished. They look finished to the untrained eye, but they're not.
I do love those times when I just don't realize how much time has passed, when you're just so focused and you're working in a rhythmic way, and that's a really lovely place to be. And then I like that when you're all of a sudden, you know, something surprised you, or it worked better than you thought, or you know, when you pull something out of the kiln and it's, you know, you just saw Roger going through emptying the kiln, and there were some not satisfying moments and some satisfying moments, and really it's the satisfying moments that keep you going along, or something that you're like, oh, if I just did this, on the next piece, then, you know. So those are the inspirations, or the things that keep it going.